Hi, this is chemistry faculty from Vidya Lakshmi School. My name is T. Naresh Reddy and I have experience of 10 years from Narayana and Chaitanya schools and junior colleges and educational institutions. Okay, and this is my brief explanation. Now, today's class, let us discuss about the surface chemistry. What is surface chemistry and what are the concepts we are going to discuss in the surface chemistry that we will discuss in this session. Okay, right. Now, let us see what is surface chemistry means. So, if you see here clearly, this is a substance I am taking and these are the another substance. So, this is I am taking a solid substance and these are the gas particles. So, these gas particles come and occupy on the surface of this. Okay. So, if a process where some substances are coming and occupying on the surface, we are calling that as surface chemistry. Clear? So, here since particles are coming and occupying on this surface, we are calling this as surface chemistry. So, this type of concepts we are going to discuss in this surface chemistry. So, what is a surface chemistry means? The branch of science which deals about the processes which are taking place on the surface. Okay. So, here this type of process wherever we are taking, if any process taking place on the surface, those we have to discuss in a branch of science that we are calling as surface chemistry. Okay. Now, let us see. So, just now I told, so surface chemistry deals with the reactions that takes place on surface or boundary or interface. So, here what is a surface? If you take what is a surface, so here I am taking a solid substance like this, okay. So, here up to few part depth from the upper part, we have to call that one as surface. We have to call that one as surface, and this part we are calling bulk. So, up to few thickness from this upper part up to few thickness we are calling that as surface, and that interior part means inside part of this one we are calling bulk. So, if any substance is coming and occupying on the surface only, those processes only we have to discuss in surface chemistry. That surface we are representing as a boundary or interface. Okay. So, if you say again here example, so this is a activated charcoal, that is activated charcoal. In this activated charcoal, if you are keeping in our atmosphere, then gas particles present in atmosphere come and occupy around this charcoal, so that this type of representation come to us. Okay. So, these are the different gas particles. These are the different gas particles. Those come and occupy on the surface of this charcoal. Clear? Since these are occupying on the surface of charcoal, that process we have to explain in surface chemistry. Now, if we say that interface or surface or boundary, we have to express up to what part of a substance. For example, I am taking this substance. Do we express the surface as upper part only or inside also? Means that surface is a few molecules thickness. That surface is few molecules thickness. Just now we discussed here. So, if I am taking like this, so this is up to few molecules thickness, we are calling that as surface, and this side also up to few part thickness, and here also up to few molecules thickness, and here also up to few molecules thickness, that we are calling as surface, and the remaining part we are calling as bulk. So, this one is surface, this one is also surface, this one also surface, and this one also surface. Okay. So, here up to few molecules thick we are calling that as surface, and the remaining part of that substance is bulk. There is no interface for the gas molecules. Why? For gas molecules we can't express the interface or surface means. Okay. If you are taking this is a gas molecule and this is another gas molecule, when these two are coming close to each other, they will completely mix with each other. They will completely mix with each other. Okay, due to the complete mixing, we can't express the surface or boundary for that gas. Clear this? So, except for gases remaining, that means solid and liquid, we can express surface. Clear? So, this is about what is surface chemistry and what type of process we are going to discuss in the surface chemistry. Means if a process taking place on the surface, that we have to discuss in surface chemistry. Okay. So, if we see what are the daily examples we are going to see as a surface process means corrosion, electrode process, heterogeneous catalysis, dissolution and crystallization. So, if any gases are occupying on the surface of the charcoal, then further reactant molecules are unable to come and approach to the surface of this charcoal. So, that automatically reactivity or action of that surface process decreases. So, in order to prevent that, we have to maintain always the surface of a substance in clean condition. Means no gases should not occupy on the surface of surface. Okay, how do we provide the clean surface? Means by removing the gases which are present on the environment, which are absorbing on the surface, which are coming from the atmosphere or environment. Okay, how do we clean? Means by keeping this surface substance in a vacuum. On that vacuum, we are going to maintain the pressure from 10 power minus 8 to 10 power minus 9. Okay, pascals. So, this is a very low pressure. Actually, the pressure of gas depends on the amount of the gas. When amount of the gas less, then pressure of the gas less. So, here since this value is very less, that is pressure value is very less, then the gases present in that environment of the vacuum are very less. So, that only little fraction of the gases only occupy on the surface. So, remaining surface is clean in state. Okay, so that we can get clean surface. When do we get only clean surface? Means if you are keeping that surface substance in vacuum only. Is it clear? So that again the 10 power minus 8 to 10 power minus 9 pascals if we maintain, that we are calling as ultra clean surface. That surface obtained we are calling in that vacuum as ultra clean surface. So, solid materials with a clean surface need to be stored in vacuum. Why we have to store this clean surface in the vacuum means just now I discussed. If you are not storing in vacuum, then what are the gases present in the environment? They will come and occupy on surface. So, that substance can't able to bind with another substance. What substance we require for the reaction? Clear? So, that we always try to maintain clean condition for surface. Okay, that is possible only if you are keeping in vacuum. Okay, right. Now let us say adsorption is nothing but accumulation of a solid or liquid or gas molecules at the surface of solid or liquid is termed as adsorption. So here these gas molecules, okay, so these are the gas molecules which are coming and occupy on the surface of, these are the gas molecules which are coming and occupy on the surface of this solid. Okay, since these are coming and occupy on the surface of this solid, so gas is accumulating on the surface of solid. So that is we are calling as adsorption process. So here gas is accumulating on the surface of the solid. In some cases liquid come and occupy on the surface. Okay, in some cases gas come and solid particles come and occupy on surface. So that accumulation of the solid or liquid or gas molecules at the surface of solid or liquid is termed as adsorption. Just now we discussed we can't express surface for a gas. That's why here we can't take the gas term. Okay. So on the surface of solid or liquid only we have to take, but not gas. Okay. In this example, if we take but on that during the flowing time, these water molecules are absorbing on the surface of that plastic stick. That plastic stick is a solid, that providing surface, and water droplets is a liquid state. So that liquid is accumulating on the solid surface. Okay. So the process of accumulation of a solid or liquid or gas on the surface of solid we are calling as adsorption. Okay. So these two are, we can say, as example of adsorption process. Now here, since in adsorption process these molecules are adsorbing only on the surface, then we are calling that as surface phenomena. Why we are calling the adsorption as a surface phenomena means the particles, that means solid or liquid or gas, okay, those particles coming and occupying on the surface only, that's why you call this as surface phenomena. But if we take on the surface, when continuously gas molecules are coming and occupying, then the number of gas molecules on the surface increase. Depending on the number of surface molecules on the surface, depending on the gas molecules on the surface, concentration of the surface depends. If more number of molecules are coming and occupying, then concentration is more. If less number of molecules come and occupying, then concentration is less. So during adsorption process, continuously molecules are coming and occupy on the surface. Due to that reason, concentration increases on surface. Okay. So that surface adsorption is a surface phenomena. On that, since number of molecules increases on the surface, concentration of the surface also increases. Is it clear? Okay. Right. So what is adsorption? And what do we call that adsorption process? Is it a bulk phenomena or surface phenomena? And what about the concentration of the adsorption process? Is it increase or decrease during the adsorption process? Okay, so these points we discussed here. Now let us go to another process, that is absorption process. Okay, so before going to discuss about absorption process, let us discuss this example. What is absorption process? Before going to that, let us see this experiment. Okay, here what is experiment means? I am dipping sponge duster into the water. I am dipping sponge duster into the water. When duster is dipped into the water, then water molecules will taken by the duster substance, right? So when duster take the water molecules, then are those water molecules enter into the inside of the duster or they are only occupying on the surface? Yes, they are enter into the inside of the surface. That this experiment we did so many times in our home, right? So here, when sponge is dipped in the water molecules are enter into the inside of duster. Clear? Since water molecules are enter into the inside of duster, that inside is nothing but bulk. So that, do we call this one as a surface or bulk phenomena? Phenomena means process. So that it is a bulk process or bulk phenomena. Okay. So that bulk phenomena processes we are calling as absorption process. That bulk phenomena we are calling absorption process. So that in absorption process, accumulate, that is particles are coming and occupy inside the substance, means bulk. So that coming and occupy is called accumulation. So accumulation of a substance into the bulk of solid or liquid is called absorption. Okay, that accumulation means coming and occupying. Accumulation of the solid or liquid into the bulk of another solid or liquid is called absorption process. So if we see clearly again here, in this one, the molecules are coming and occupy only on the surface. But in this, the molecules, they are going to enter inside the substance. Okay. So here, these molecules, since which are occupying on the surface, we are calling this as a adsorption process. But in this, since molecules are going to enter into the bulk, we are calling this as absorption process. Okay, so that molecules are drawn into the bulk of the phase. But here molecules are adhered to the surface of the phase. Other means come and stick on that surface. They are not enter into the inside. Okay, so this process we are calling as adsorption, but this process is absorption. Okay, so do you have clear idea about this adsorption and absorption? Okay, so adsorption means takes place only on the surface, whereas absorption means takes place in the bulk, means they enter into the inside of the substance. Okay, since absorption taking place in the interior part of the substance, that interior part we are calling as bulk. So that absorption is a bulk phenomena. When the number of molecules are entering into the inside of the substance, then automatically concentration increases in bulk. Okay, so that absorption is a bulk phenomena and adsorption is a surface phenomena. Okay, absorption increases the concentration in the bulk, but in adsorption concentration increases on surface. These are the differences between adsorption and absorption. Okay, now if we see where we are seeing in our daily life adsorption process, means we already discussed a few examples in this examples of surface processes. Okay, those examples also belongs to adsorption process, because in adsorption process is taking place only on the surface, but in absorption process is taking place in the bulk, right? So here the process which takes place only on the surface we are calling it as surface chemistry. So that in surface chemistry we are going to deal about only adsorption process. So that what are the examples we just now we saw in surface chemistry, okay, those examples also belongs to adsorption process. Okay, few more example let us discuss. Okay, that is corrosion process we discussed, electrode processes we discussed, heterogeneous catalysis we discussed, crystallization and dissolution also we discussed. Those also example for adsorption. Okay, apart from those others also we discuss here. What are those means? Decrease in pressure of gas when gases are passed through charcoal. Okay, if we see here, this is the charcoal which is providing surface. Okay, charcoal is the best adsorbent. What is that adsorbent? We will discuss. Okay, so here if you are seeing here, this charcoal molecule I am keeping in our atmosphere. Okay, in our atmosphere I am keeping charcoal. After that I am closing this atmosphere. If you observe, after some time the pressure of the gases which are present in this atmosphere decreases. Why means? So these gas molecules which are present in the atmosphere are coming and occupy on the surface of this charcoal. Okay, so the gas molecules which are moving randomly in the atmosphere, they are coming and occupy on the surface of charcoal. Okay, since they are coming and occupy on the surface of charcoal, that charcoal surface binds the gas molecules. Not all gas molecules are bonded to the surface, few molecules. Okay, so the molecules which are adsorbed on the surface, means which are coming and occupy on the surface, or which are bounded by the surface, those gas molecules pressure decreases because there is no movement after adsorption. These gas molecules are adsorbing on the surface, those molecules movement restricted. Since movement is restricted, pressure exhibited by the gas molecules also decrease. So that pressure of gas molecules decreases if you are keeping pressure of gas molecule decreases if you are keeping gas on the charcoal. Okay, that is also an example for adsorption because gas molecules occupy on surface of the charcoal. And if you want to convert the colored substance to the colorless, that is a mixture is in color state. If you want to convert that color mixture to the colorless solution, means colored solution to the colorless solution, then we have to keep activated charcoal in that color solution mixture. So if you are keeping the activated charcoal in the color solution, the colored particles are adsorbing on the charcoal. Okay, since colored particles are adsorbing on the charcoal, then this remaining part is colorless. All those colored particles are come and occupy on the surface of the charcoal. They settle it down. So that remaining part of the solution is colorless. So if you are taking that charcoal to the outside, then that solution now becomes colorless. So conversion of colored solution to the colorless solution using activated charcoal is also an example of adsorption process. Okay. Now raw sugar to colorless when passed through the animal charcoal. This is also another example of adsorption. What is happening here means raw sugar means impure sugar. During the preparation of sugar or manufacture of sugar in industrial process, first we can get a sugar from the cane sugar. That sugar is somewhat color. Okay, that colored sugar we are calling as raw sugar, which is associated with some impure particle. Okay, so that sugar is associated with impure particles. If we remove those impure particles, then we can get pure sugar, which is colorless. So conversion of that raw sugar to the colorless sugar we can do by passing that raw sugar onto the animal charcoal. When we are passing that raw sugar onto the animal charcoal, those impure particles adsorb on surface of the animal charcoal. So that those, if we are removing, then color particles remove, so that we can get the colorless sugar. Okay, that also takes place through adsorption process. And if you take controlling humidity through silica gel. Okay, in this silica gel what is happening means, I am taking this silica gel. This is silica gel. In this silica gel, if we are keeping in our classroom, then whatever the moisture present in the air, those will come and occupy on the surface of this silica gel. Since water molecules are come and occupy on the silica gel, we are calling that as adsorption process. Okay. So in this, if you are removing that silica gel from the atmosphere, those water molecules also eliminate from this atmosphere, so that moisture is controlled in this environment. Okay, if more moisture is there in air, if we want to control that, then we have to keep that silica gel in that atmosphere. So after some time, that moisture control. Okay, that means moisture reduce. Clear? So these are the few examples where we are seeing in our daily life as a adsorption process, which is also example for surface chemistry. That is surface process. Okay. Now let us see about where we are seeing absorption process in our daily life. Okay. Just now we discussed dipping of sponge duster in water is an example of absorption process. Apart from that, other examples also there. What are those means? Controlling of the moisture or humidity using calcium chloride and dipping of the chalk paste. Okay. So here if you see, this controlling of moisture using calcium chloride is an example of absorption, where the moisture water particles present in atmosphere or enter into the inside of the calcium chloride. When water molecules are enter into the inside of the calcium chloride, then size of the calcium chloride increases, so that those calcium chloride swells. Calcium chloride molecules swell if you are keeping the calcium chloride in moistured environment. Okay, but silica gel we discussed. If you are keeping the silica gel in the moistured environment, size of the silica gel not increase, because it takes place through adsorption only. Water molecules are not entering into the inside of the silica gel, just they are occupying on surface. So the surface molecules only swell, not bulk molecules. But in calcium chloride if you take, since water molecules are entered inside the particle of calcium chloride, then total calcium chloride particle size on the surface as well as bulk, both size increases. Okay. So this is an example of absorption, that is controlling of humidity through anhydrous calcium chloride is an example of absorption process. But controlling of humidity through silica gel is an example of adsorption, because this one is taking place through bulk, but that one is taking place through surface. Okay. Another example is dipping of the chalk paste in colored ink. This one if you see carefully, in this, if you are dipping the chalk paste in ink solution, after that if you take to the outside and if you break the chalk paste, then you can clearly observe that water molecules are enter inside the chalk paste and ink particles are occupying on the surface. Okay, that means here two processes taking place. Water molecules since enter into the inside, that is called absorption, and since ink particles are occupying on the surface of chalk paste, we are calling that as adsorption. So that ink particles are adsorbed, water molecules are absorbed. Clear this? Okay. So these are the examples of adsorption process and absorption process. Okay. Now, if a process is taking place simultaneously as adsorption and absorption, if two processes, adsorption and absorption, if two processes takes place simultaneously, then we are calling that process as sorption process. So dipping of chalk paste in colored ink is an example of sorption. Okay. So if any chemical reaction, first they will do adsorption, then after they convert to the product. Okay. So here few processes there where adsorption and absorption both are taking place simultaneously. When we are dipping the chalk paste, water molecules enter inside and ink particles occupy on the surface. Both the process taking place simultaneously. That's why the dipping of chalk paste in colored ink is an example of sorption process, where adsorption and absorption both takes place. Okay. And if you take what is adsorbate and adsorbent means, in adsorption process, molecules which are coming and occupy on the surface, means which are accumulating on the surface, those we are calling as adsorbate, and the substance which providing the surface is called adsorbent. So if you take this example, here colored ink molecules are occupying on the surface of chalk paste, so that those colored ink particles we are calling adsorbate, those we are calling adsorbate. Okay. But chalk paste, that one is providing the surface, water not, chalk paste only providing the surface. So the substance which providing the surface, that is called adsorbent. So that in this example, chalk paste is adsorbent and ink particles are adsorbate molecules. Okay. So that in adsorption process, adsorbate molecules come and occupy on the surface of adsorbent. Okay. Adsorbate molecules come and occupy on the surface of adsorbent. Clear? So if you see again another example, that is in this. If you see here, gas molecules are coming and occupying on the surface of charcoal. Since gas molecules are occupying, those we are calling as adsorbate, and this charcoal is we are calling as adsorbent. Okay. So in adsorption process, two types of substances we have to define. Those are adsorbate and adsorbent, which the substance which provides the surface is called adsorbent, and which are coming and occupying on the surface called adsorbate. Okay. And if you see what is desorption means, in adsorption, adsorbate coming and occupy on the surface. Okay. If we want to remove the adsorbate and adsorbent from the surface, okay, adsorbate and adsorbent I am going to remove from the surface. That process of removal of the adsorbate and adsorbent from the surface of adsorbent is called desorption process. Is called desorption process. Okay. That is, in adsorption process, if it is possesses into the bulk of the adsorbent, that process we are calling as sorption. Simply we can say both process if takes place, that we are calling as sorption. Okay. So if you see here, these are coming and occupying on the surface, this is adsorption process. But in this, those particles are removing from the surface, so that it is desorption process. Okay. So this is about what is adsorption, what is surface chemistry, and what is absorption, what are the different examples of adsorption and absorption. Okay. Now let us see about mechanism of adsorption, means how that adsorption process is taking place. Is it spontaneous or non-spontaneous? If spontaneous, then how it is taking place? Okay. What is happening in that? Let us see here. So here, adsorption process is a spontaneous process. What is a spontaneous process means? If a process is taking place spontaneously, then we are, automatically, then that process we are calling as spontaneous process. Okay. So if you are keeping silica gel in atmosphere, automatically water molecules come and occupy on the surface of silica gel, so that moisture is reduced. Okay. We can't do anything for that, just we are keeping the silica gel. So that controlling of humidity, is it taking place automatically, or do you have to do something for that? It is taking place automatically. That's why that adsorption process is a spontaneous process. If you are keeping charcoal in our atmosphere, then pressure of the gas molecules which are occupying in our environment decreases. That is also due to spontaneity of that adsorption. Okay. So why it is taking place as a spontaneity means due to delta G negative for that reaction, means that process delta G is negative. Okay. If in a process delta G is negative, then that process takes place as spontaneous. Let us say why delta G is negative in this. So if you are taking this adsorption process, okay, I am taking this adsorption process. In this adsorption process, this is the substance which is providing the surface. Okay, this is the substance which is providing surface. Okay, so now these green color dots means these green color gas molecules, I am assuming that they are coming and occupying on the surface of this adsorbent. So here gas molecules are adsorbate and these are adsorbent. So when these gas molecules come and occupy on the adsorbent surface, then those gas molecules movement restricted. Due to restriction of that movement of the gas molecules, okay, randomness also decreases. Okay, gas molecules if move freely, then they will show more randomness. If gas molecules movement is restricted, then movement decreases, then automatically randomness of those gas molecules decrease. The randomness measurement property is entropy property. So that in adsorption process entropy decreases. That decrement we are showing as negative. Okay, and that entropy is nothing but delta S. So that in adsorption process delta becomes negative. Okay, so why here in entropy process delta S is negative means randomness of that gas molecules means adsorbate molecules decrease. So that automatically randomness decrease means automatically delta S become negative. Okay, and if we take with respect to the adsorbent molecule, this is with respect to adsorbate, and if we take with respect to the adsorbent molecule, if these gas molecules are not approaching to the surface, then the surface is in free state. Then more number of free surface molecules present on the surface. When these adsorbate molecules continuously come and occupy on the surface, then continuously free surface molecule decreases. Let us take this is adsorbent. Okay, the molecules which are present in this adsorbent surface are in free state. Okay, let us take this is an adsorbate molecule. When it is coming and approaching towards this one, then if this much portion of the surface is binding to this adsorbate, then this much free surface molecule decreases. When free surface molecule decreases, then automatically surface energy also decreases. Okay, that decreased surface energy is come to the outside as heat energy. Since heat energy is released to the outside, we are calling that as exothermic process. Okay, on that exothermic process, we have to show delta H as negative. So that in adsorption process, delta H is negative because it is a exothermic process. Why it is exothermic process means surface energy decreasing. Okay, so delta G we can express in terms of delta H and delta S. That is the relation. Delta G is equal to delta H minus T delta S. So according to this, delta H is negative and T into delta S also negative. Okay, both are negative. So if you substitute those values there, delta G is equal to negative minus T into negative, that equal to negative plus T, because this negative becomes positive. Okay, so this delta G may be negative or positive, that one depends on these two values, means delta H value and delta S value. But in adsorption process, delta H is more than delta S. So that this negative part is more than positive part. So that overall value of the delta G is negative. That's why that adsorption process is taking place as spontaneous process. Okay. If adsorption process is continuously taking place, then at some time delta H is equal to T delta S. When delta H is equal to T delta S, these two values become same. So that delta G becomes 0. At that condition, we can say that adsorption reaches equilibrium condition. Okay. So this is about mechanism of adsorption. So why a adsorption process is taking place simultaneously means in that process delta G is negative. Why it is giving negative value means due to these two reasons. With respect to the adsorbent molecule, surface energy decreases, so that energy is released to outside in the form of heat, so that it is an exothermic reaction where we are showing the delta H as negative. With respect to the adsorbate molecules, movement is restricted. Due to that restriction of the movement, entropy of that adsorbate molecule decreases. So the delta S is negative. Okay. So in this process, delta H negative value is more than delta S negative value. So that overall delta J becomes negative in this. That's why adsorption process is spontaneous process. Okay. So this is about adsorption, absorption, and difference between adsorption and absorption, which one is bulk phenomena, which one is surface phenomena. Okay. And what are the different examples we are saying as adsorption and absorption in our daily life. Okay. And is that adsorption process takes place spontaneously or not? Then what is the reason for spontaneity of a adsorption process? In that, why delta G, delta H and delta S all are negative values. Clear this? Right. Now let us see few questions based on this. Okay. So here, which of the following is adsorption process? Just now we discussed moisture air on anhydrous calcium chloride, moisture air on silica gel, both A and B dipping sponge ester in water. Okay. If you are dipping sponge ester in water, then it is an example of absorption only, because water molecules are entering into dust. But if you are controlling the humidity using anhydrous calcium chloride, that is example for the absorption. Okay. This is an example for absorption. And if we take silica gel, okay, controlling of moisture using silica gel, it is an example of adsorption. So that which of the following is an absorption process means only B, that is moisture air on silica gel. Okay. Right. Now let us see another question, that is in adsorption process, surface energy of the adsorbent decreases, surface energy of adsorbent increase, surface energy of adsorbate increases, and surface energy of adsorbate decreases. Okay. Here is saying in adsorption process surface energy asking. Surface energy means we have to say with respect to the adsorbent. Okay. So here that means we have to select answer with respect to the adsorbent only. So here adsorbent terms are present for option A and B. So that option A or B only correct. Now if we already discussed in the mechanism of adsorption on that, in adsorption process surface energy of the adsorbent molecules continuously decreases, because when adsorbate going to occupy on the surface, then those surface molecules are in binding state, free surface molecule decreases. So that decreased free surface molecule energy going to the outside as energy in the form of heat. So that surface energy of the adsorbate molecule decreases, but not adsorbent. Okay. So that option is A here. Okay. And last question, if you see which of the following is a false in adsorption, which one is false statement in adsorption? In adsorption process delta G, delta H, delta S, three have negative values. Okay. But delta H Here giving first option as delta G positive. It is false. Okay. So this is about our absorption process and mechanism of absorption and few important related questions of this. Okay. So if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe, okay, and share to your friends so that they will learn more concepts. And if you subscribe and share, then I will try to provide more videos to you. Okay. See you in next video.